All right. Test.
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 Five Nights at Freddy's. Excuse me. So
Yes.
that movie is doing pretty well at the box office right now.
It is.
Another movie that just dropped, which may overtake that movie, is the new Martin Scorcese film. Was it something with a killer moon? I had it right here in front of me. I apologize here. It was
Killer of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon, something like that.
Yeah, you're very close. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flowers of the Killer Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio,
I'm
Robert De Niro.
dyslexic. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Lily Gladstone. A lot of people in this movie.
Joey Gladstone's in that movie?
Yes. How about that?
Cut it out. It's crazy.
The movie clocks at about 3 hours. Okay. So, and more and more movies, like Oppenheimer, there's been, more and more of these, even superhero movies, they're getting longer, 2.5 hours, 2 hours.
I heard there was a beer called Oppenheimer, and I love that name for a beer.
That's
I just want to mention that.
I like Fantastic. That. That's great. That's great. So we're getting into our Ask an Idiot segment here, guys. So, are you a fan, especially the movie theater? These big blockbuster type movies that are 2.5, 3 hours long, or is it just getting ridiculous how long these movies are? Some of these movies are anymore, or does it simply just depend on the film? As long as it's a good storyline, it's fine. You don't really pay attention to the length of the movie. I don't know, or is there some combination of these things here? So, I don't know, Nick, let's start with you. What do you think about these big blockbuster type movies? Are you a fan of these long movies, or what is your take on all this stuff?
I think
Nobody cares,
it has to do with the substance of the movie. If it's a good movie, I'm all for it because they're going to charge you the same for a 3-hour movie as they would a 90-minute movie. They all cost the same, so you're getting more for your money, right? So as long as the product is good, that's fine. If you lock me in a 3-hour movie that's a piece of shit, then that's going to suck a little more. But yeah, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Like it's like I said, you're paying the same price for the movie all the same, so you're getting more entertainment time, the value for your money. You know what I mean? It makes more sense from that regard. So I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of it in terms of, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. You're paying for your time of being entertained. So a 3-hour movie is not different from going to a sporting event that's 2.5, 3 hours, or a concert. Most bands aren't going to play for 3 hours, unless you're like Bruce Springsteen or Pearl Jam or something. They don't play for that long. So, and you're paying much.
Play when you guys went?
Like an hour and a half, 2 hours,
hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had typically a headliner of a show. If it's all their tour, their concert, they're not like a festival or something. They're going to play for, like I said, hour and a half, 2 hours. So really, and it's going to see a movie, even though the prices have gone up.
Does a 3-hour concert, but people don't mind because it was a good even flow.
Yeah. Here you go. Nice. That was nice. Good job, Dad. Yeah, I like that. It was nice. But yeah, I mean, movies, even though the price has gone up, it's still far less than that of what you would pay for a sporting event or a concert. So, I mean, yeah, I think just it's a good value. It's your time being entertained. And I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of this question earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, when I was a kid, I used to watch movies over and over and over again. And like, I don't know the last movie that I've seen like more than twice, like multiple times. So, and I'm like, the longer a movie runs, the less likelihood I ever have to see it again. Like the Avengers, like the Endgame, and I saw them each once in the theater. I'll probably never watch them again. Maybe someday, but like, I don't know. I saw it. I know what happens. And it's like...
You don't have cable. So, that's one of those, if I'm flipping through, I'll catch it wherever it's
stop with it on, yeah. And that would be maybe different, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see a problem with the longer movies because, like I said, it's the experience, and I think as long as the product is good, it's a great value for your money and your time. So, I don't know. That's just me.
Okay. Dean, what do you think?
If they make another 3-hour movie, I'm going to burn this podcast to the goddamn ground.
I thought it was already on fire. I did.
No, kind of like Nick. I agree that it's something for everybody. Some people enjoy that 3-hour, cinematic experience, and if it's dog shit, well, that's the thing. I think it's very rare if you're doing a 3-hour movie, there's a good chance it's good. Does that, you know what I mean? Like, name the last shit 3-hour movie that was panned by everybody.
Well, I can't think of one that was panned by people necessarily. No, you're right.
But yeah, some people's gonna dislike. Like, I would never go see what was the goddamn blue movie? This Fighting Smurf movie you guys like?
Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah. Because it was so long, I would never go see it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't need running action cartoon characters. But Oppenheimer, I was all in because I love the history and all that. Martin Scorcese film, I'll go see. It's hit or miss for the superhero movies, like Avatar, or if there's a Marvel 3-hour movie. Now, the Avengers, like Nick said, was a little different. That was like everything coming together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it really depends. Yeah, I think there should be 3 hours because there is the audience. Somebody's going to watch. Somebody wants to see that long and have that 3-hour experience in the movie. It just depends on the movie and depends on the audience.
Some of those Batman movies were long, eh? Like The Dark Knight was long. It wasn't 3 hours, but it was
long.
Over 2.5. Yeah, that's right. It was a really long movie.
3 hours too.
Yeah,
I mean
that was
that's
really entertaining.
That you can just spend 3 hours of staring at a turd on the floor.
The Batman? No, that's a good movie.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, I got it confused with the. What was the first Christian Bale?
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. Should have ended there.
That one wasn't that, but then we wouldn't have had The Dark Knight, and that was like one of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
Again, superimpose anybody else doing Batman. It was everything around it that made that movie good.
Yeah,
not Christian Bale.
So is Hollywood? I mean, are we? To get back to the topic for a second, are we?
For just a moment, if I may.
Yeah. Now let's talk about The Golden Bachelor again for a second here.
Also, Dean hates Christian Bale. Just if we forgot.
Yeah, but I do want to see Oppenheimer. One key reason.
Can we pause and talk about Night Court?
Sure, why not? One key reason I didn't go to the theater to see it because it was long. It was too long. It was too long. I didn't find the time to think to myself, I'm going to go invest my entire evening in the theater. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good point.
So is Hollywood 3 hours?
I can't.
I mean, 3 hours isn't the. I mean, I guess.
Now wait.
It's a good chunk of your evening.
Go to the theater. Previews. It's 3.5 plus hours plus the commute. It's 4 hours. You get into 4 hours. That's your evening for the most part.
They're already wearing Depends. What the fuck's the problem?
But you know what I'm saying. So is Hollywood? Hollywood's trying to bring people back in the fucking theater, right?
Yes.
They are deterring themselves in some respects, not many. In some respects, in the average moviegoer. Sorry, is the average moviegoer going to go sit and watch a movie for 3 hours? I don't think so. It's a very, like you said, very unique audience, which is fine. And
those that's who they're making them for.
Okay. But are you then, if you're trying to bring people back in the theater to turn around and pay writers and actors, are you hurting yourself by putting these long blockbuster movies like this out there?
Because it's, you got to think about it. It's one theater. Normally it's very rare these days to have like one theater movie complex. You know what I mean? They have like 8 movie theaters.
Sure, I get
one of those is going to be the 3 hour film. The other ones are going to be Five Nights at Freddy and Freddy Got Fingered and whatever other Freddy movies I can think of right now.
But the
And then
money
you
that
have the
you're,
one devoted to Oppenheimer that's 3 hours, that's an experience, so to speak.
I suppose. I mean, but
Yeah.
but again, I'm sure that's a lot of money to produce those big blockbuster type movies. Are you really
Okay.
getting your money back for those? I
Yeah,
don't
are
know.
are you sacrificing? Because like that was a
Yeah.
good point. I didn't think about that because I'm like, let's just say I show up to a movie theater and I'm like, I've got some time to kill this evening. I've got nothing going on, and I'm looking
You ain't watching a 3-hour movie.
right. Well, unless that's what you want to see. Like I had zero interest in seeing
That's
Oppenheimer. If I show up to the theater and see Oppenheimer and I already don't give a shit to see it, I'm indifferent to it. But I also it's 3 hours. It's out immediately. Like I already don't care about it. Now I'm not gonna take a 3-hour chance on a movie I don't care about.
You
know
just
what I mean? So
that's the same way I feel about the
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yes, right.
I had whatever previews could not make me go see that movie. Then you should say it's 3 hours. I'm like, of course I'm not going to see it.
Right.
Okay.
That's why there's another theater.
But yeah,
across the hall.
Are you sacrificing? You know, what if I end up liking Oppenheimer, or what if you end up liking Avatar, but we just were put off by the 3-hour mark? That's kind of the at the end of the day, the argument there, right? Is like, is it a good idea? Are you putting
I think
off
that's going to be a
bringing
small
people
group of
in?
people. Well, okay.
Yeah.
For example, you want to look at Oppenheimer. How much money did it make?
It did well.
It didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. I mean, it did very well. It was like, what, number 2 for the year so far?
I do want to see it. I do want to see the new Martin Scorcese film. I just don't know that I'm going to
go to see it in the
want
theater.
to sit in the theater for that long. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or with streaming, is it easier to wait for a few weeks and then watch it over a few nights and break it down? Or like Justice League. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boy.
You asked the question, what was the last 3-hour movie that you didn't like? That one. Like, it's just like, I'm like, fuck me. Like, it's
You're talking about
the second one. I'm like, geez, I didn't like it the first time, and now I'm watching it again, and it's longer, and oh my God. Like,
first of all, it was 4 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. So it's like a mini series. Like,
I watched it all the way through, straightforward.
Yeah, we broke it down over a couple different, like, because I did appreciate that. I like that they separated it in like segments. There was like chapters. There were segments.
Yeah.
They would take a little break, and it was a good place to be like, pause here. Okay. You know what I mean? So that was cool.
I went and pissed. That was it. I watched it all the way through, and I enjoyed it.
Well, the average person has like hobbies and multiple friends and different things like that. You know what I mean?
Things to do.
What are those things called? How do you frines? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, to kind of track these long movies. And you're right. Chances are they're not going to. The studio's not going to allow a mediocre 3-hour movie to be made. They just won't allow it.
Right.
Martin Scorsese says, I want to make a 3-hour film. They had The Irishman as well. Was it Irish? Is that what it was? Irishman on Netflix was in a theater too. That was good. It was a good movie. Yeah, like good back. So we'll see. But it is though. I think for the average moviegoer, I do believe it is a deterrent. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. Of course, like you said, some people are like, I'm tired of the superheroes. I'm going to go see some blockbuster film. It's a good movie.
Right.
I don't want to watch fucking Captain America on the screen anymore. I'm done, or at least I'm not that interested in it. So yeah, we'll see. It is an interesting.
It is literally
dynamic.
Come to the phrase, to each his own.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
All
right.
Like Nick so eloquently put it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix. You don't like it? Don't buy it.
Right.
True.
Did you just see that shit? If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Come back. You're going to want to.
you're falling asleep. You should, you know what I mean? You should wake up. So like I was dreaming in a dream that I had sleep apnea. It was very strange. But you still wake up in a panic. Like, was I not breathing or was that a dream? I couldn't tell. But the thing is also when I woke up, I wasn't out of breath. You know what I mean? Like you would have been if that would have happened. Did Nick not care about my story so much that he fucking left?
Turn off the lights.
Holy shit.
I don't need to listen to your shit. You're going to die in your sleep anyway. I mean, what am I going to put up? What, do I got to invest more in this friendship when you're not even going to be around that much longer? Like, what the fuck?
I'm glad we're recording this because if it happened tonight, what an amazing fucking bit of tape this would be.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Nick
I'll come back.
crying and no, I'm hot in your ass.